All right, welcome to another episode of the Freezin NFC North Podcast, episode 98, Division Training Camp Preview. Jordan Love, massive contract news, plus DJ Moore contract news. Let's get going right off the bat. Welcome again, Trevor. Where can everyone find you as we get started?
Hey, Andy. Good to see everyone. It's good to be here tonight. RevTrevNFL on TikTok. I know, crazy. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, of course, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, I'm there. I love talking about the NFL and, of course, my Green Bay Packers.
And we'll definitely get to that. Welcome, Shelby and Craig. Where are you? They're crickets again. Yeah, they're again. I think when there's actually something to talk about, maybe they'll be back.
There is for Vikings. They all think that JJ McCarthy's God's gift of football.
We'll get to that. That's a fun conversation as well.
You're killing that second team defense.
Yeah. I'm going at it with some Vikings fans. Not as fun as going at it with Packer fans, but we do it nonetheless. And also always welcome in good old Lions lifer, right? Seventh letter.
Yes,
where can everyone find you as we get started?
You can find me on X Twitter, same seventh letter 4. And Facebook and Instagram, same OG. I'm happy to be back. Got some fries and chicken so I can listen to you talk crazy.
Hey, you got to eat.
Just here for the show.
You got to eat.
Just here for the show. Yeah.
Hey, my Bears are getting ready for tomorrow night. They're gonna eat starting tomorrow night. As we get started, everyone can find me on NFLOutdated on Twitter, X, on the YouTube, on TikTok, and here at the Freezin 4 pod. And we're gonna have a lot more to talk about. But obviously we have division stuff to talk about. Jordan Love gets his payday. Let's right off the bat, Trevor. He got paid like he's a number one quarterback. I think last week we did the Jordan Love so he's up there, but he got paid like he's the best quarterback in the league. So what are your thoughts on this huge payday for Jordan Love?
It's ridiculous amounts of money. It absolutely is not warranted. I do not understand how the meta works, because you play 1 year as a starter, you have a good year, and you get paid the highest in the NFL. It's insane to me. I think he's getting overpaid. I think that he could eventually become that kind of money. But they apparently I don't know about you guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. But what in the world were they negotiating? I wanted more money. I wanted longer years. I wanted a hot dog on Tuesdays. You just offered the guy the highest contract in NFL history, and you went to camp. And you didn't have the contract done? Why aren't you? What was the holdup? Because that is insane amount of money. Was it Jordan Love? Was it Gutekunst? I do not know. But this is wild. All I know is I'm very happy because it's not my money. It's not my money. But I'm very happy we got him locked up. We have him for the next 4 years. At the end of the day, people can say he's overpaid, and I'll agree with them. But if we end up continuing to make playoffs, if he's a Pro Bowl guy, if we make the Super Bowl, it's worth every penny. But he hasn't proven it yet, but he's on his way to being successful, and I'm very excited about that. We cannot go into the season without him. So yes, too much money, but
we'll get into that a little bit. But I got to check my Wisconsin pay stubs, because I think it is my money. With them being owned by the state, so it's probably my money. It's coming out somewhere.
The gear.
Well, yeah, but I live here in Wisconsin. I have to deal with this. I'm gonna check my money and see, because I don't want 1 cent going to. It's got to be the Packers tax. Thankfully, I don't live in Green Bay, but That's a lot of money. I think they had to pay him like a number one wide receiver. That's what you do if you're Packers, the Packers franchise. It kind of got caught up in that weird mode where they're trying to run it back with Rodgers and didn't really fully. I don't think they fully kind of surrounded Rodgers in the last few years kind of with what he needed. And just this is kind of what you had to. He proved it for half a season, so you had to.
I disagree.
Fake news.
He brought the same bums with him to the Jets. Get out of here. That's what he wanted. That's what he liked.
He wanted that. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he wanted.
No. You keep saying that half a season. He played 11 or 12 games lights out. That's not how nobody plays 17 perfect games. Nobody. I don't care what your name is. I don't care. Like, there's only people have done that. Maybe a Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, but you're talking, he didn't play, 8 games really well. In the second half of the season, he was arguably the best quarterback in the NFL. And so I'm just saying, you keep saying that, but it's not true. You can keep saying factually incorrect statements because if you forget to add on the first 2 weeks where they destroyed your Bears. 3-0, bro. For
if touchdowns. He played 8 games good and had 35 touchdowns before. Yo,
I'm just saying.
Hey. All right, I'll amend it. For part of the season, Jordan Love played.
That's
well.
Even worse.
It is part of the season. Factually correct. Part of the season he played well.
Yes, he struggled for 4 or 5 games. You're right.
The other part of the season he was mid, and
small part.
Well, I mean, 9 and 8.
He played his ass off against all the good teams, so that's really all that matters, yo. You know what I'm saying?
It is. It is.
Like,
that's where he got his money.
You seen receiver, and you seen Adams when he was saying, like, even when they won, he said it just didn't look right. You know what I mean? Like, you know that we're better than this. When they play against those good teams, he played very, very. He bust our ass. He played good against the Chiefs. He killed the Cowboys, just tore them limb from limb. He played well. He deserves the money because we're looking at upside. It's all upside. None of this stuff. That's why he doesn't get 220 guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, if it don't work out. Plus, they're not paying nobody yet. You know what I'm saying? All the wide receivers still under their rookie contract. So we can front load this and then keep 1 or 2 of them, Wicks and Romeo Dobbs. Like, he's worth it. He's worth it.
Speaking of that, you talk about wide receivers, and Steve Smith Jr. on the NFL Network, I believe, said this. He said Dontavian Wicks, the next Devontae Adams. I mean, obviously, Packer fans want to hear that. That's kind of what you're obviously everybody's hoping. So, I think with the quarterback and with the way they ended the season, it was kind of like they paid him. But it's going to catch up. I mean, you can't pay everybody. And I don't know. Maybe that's where the Aaron Rodgers Packers, fell flat is, they're paying Aaron Rodgers like a developing country, whole country. And
he buying fentanyl with it.
He's drama in New York now. So
again, wherever you go.
Again. But what are your thoughts on Dontavian Wicks becoming that next star, Trev?
I mean, it's too early to say, but I think what's weird is if I'm realistic and honest about Dontavian Wicks, love his story, 5th round pick, has exceeded expectations. But is he going against this third DB or is he going against the linebacker when he's wide open? Like, it's the scheme. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's talented. Mm-hmm. But I think some of those things is because Dobbs took this guy and Reed took this guy and Watson took this guy. And it's like who's on Wicks? And that's the thing. You can't guard them. You can't stick with them all. Mm-hmm. And I think that he's just he has been really blessed to be in that situation. And then his skill set's good enough where he looks a lot better. but he's so wide open that I think that's why they start saying things like Davante Adams. But that's just kind of crazy to me. Like, it's like, Davante is like one of the best, if not the best wide receiver in the NFL in the last 5, 6 years, 7 years. It's hard for me to say, yeah, can he be? We're going to find out. I'm not predicting that. I've never played in the NFL, just in case no one here knows that. But I don't know. I want to like kind of pump the brakes a little bit, but I am very excited about him. And I don't think anyone else believes this statement, because if you look at fantasy football, you can get Wicks in like the 13th round, 14th round, 15th round. And it's like, how come Reed's going higher, Watson, Dobbs, all of them are going higher? So nobody really believes this yet, but he could, if he continues to play that the way he is, even against 1s and 2s, I think then we can say, yeah, maybe he is.
I hope he becomes Davante Adams, because make y'all easier to beat if you only throwing to one person.
What are you talking about? The other guys are still around.
Yeah,
which other guys?
Man,
they're talking highly about Dobbs.
I like Dobbs. I'm a Romeo Dobbs guy. I think he's the one. I
really like Christian Watson. I like his speed.
Man. But he's just not as available. Like, Dobbs was the one that was available. Watson, we haven't seen him yet touch. He kind of like Jameson Williams. Like, we don't know yet. Like, we know he's fast, but like once he gets really a part of the offense, I mean, he still scares people. He still pull everybody back because he's still fast. So,
and Reed is dynamic. I didn't think he was going to be that good, but he is something special and perfect for a slot wide receiver for the gadget plays, all that kind of stuff. I love this jet sweeps, man. He is he's crazy good. So
well, speaking of crazy good, my guy DJ Moore got a massive contract extension, 4 years, $110 million, and just a cool story about when the locker room heard about the contract extension, how it was kind of just a massive party. And it's good to hear, obviously, as a Bear fan, that the culture in the locker room has really started to turn under Ryan Poles, because it wasn't like that in the past. And DJ Moore trying to get Keenan Allen his money too. I don't know if he's going to, but I'm excited for all of the core that the Bears have for 2024 and going forward. Are you? What are your thoughts on this seventh letter?
I mean, shout out to Brad Holmes, man. He got my number one receiver much cheaper.
I mean, maybe DJ Moore's better, I think. So
hey, whatever you say. Whatever you say. I think you should try to get you an old lineman or something, because I don't care who you got out there, who blocking. You already know who's blocking, and if he ain't got enough time, he gonna throw a lot of interceptions, and I'm all right with that. DJ Moore is good. I always liked him when he was with the Panthers. He deserves it. He's quiet. He does everything right. I have no complaints. I saw him on the Amon Ra and his brother podcast. I like the guy. He just put his head down and work. Family guy. Any black man getting 110 million, shout out to you, brother.
Get him paid.
Get him. So,
well, good job. What are your thoughts there, Trev?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's super talented as well. When he was available, I wanted Green Bay to make the trade for him. I knew it was going to be cost a first rounder, didn't end up getting him. But I have a lot of respect for DJ Moore. I think he's a fantastic football player. He's got to be top 7, top 8 wide receiver in the league. I think it's interesting because a lot of people kind of feel like they're fading him right now. And the Bears just kind of made a statement and said, this is our number one guy. I know Keenan Allen's right there right now, but we're paying the man. He's the guy we want. He's the dog. He's the fighter. And so I'm excited for him. This is a lot of money, man. Again, I don't know if he deserves that, but it's the right time.
He does.
Yeah. It is what it is. I wouldn't say he's got top 3 money, but he's not a top 3 wide receiver. It just comes up to, Jordan Love is not the best player in the NFL, but DJ Moore is at least in the conversation. And that's what I like, that they paid the man. And that's bold. I'm excited for him. Congratulations to DJ Moore, but he's making a lot of cash, man. So you better hope he doesn't get hurt.
He said, "Here, stay with us. I apologize for Justin last year. I got you somebody this year."
Right?
There you go.
There it is.
How much was the other contract though? That since this is basically like an extension, right? So
it is. Yeah. Yep.
How much was he getting paid? How much was the contract before? It wasn't. They re-signed him to another deal when he first got there, right?
They I think he was already on a contract. So basically it's a 4-year extension. So I believe it's through 2026. I think this one, or maybe probably further than that, 2029 maybe. Yeah. So I'm excited. Obviously we got a young quarterback, and DJ Moore is excited for just to be a part of this core too. That's what you want. You want your stars to be excited about this and everything. And we'll get to some Caleb Williams news too. But I was hoping we'd have a Viking person here, but once again, not. So this is the segment where we lay in on the Vikings and their possible overhype of players. And so we're sticking with wide receivers. Jordan Addison. I went in on this with some Vikings fans, and obviously, they're pretty hyped about him. I think he's good. A lot of potential there. There was a crazy talk, I think, in the offseason that maybe they trade Jefferson and Addison could be as good. Just ridiculous. But they're sold. They think there's a lot of Vikings fans think that they have the best wide receiver core with Jefferson, Addison, and I don't know where your thoughts are. Trev, where are you on Addison? How good is he? And are some Vikings fans overhyped on him?
I think there's a lot to be excited about Addison. I think he's got, like, you watch him and he's got some special talent. It's just that I didn't see it the whole year. Granted, with Kirk going down, it's really tough. Now he had some good weeks without Kirk.
Yeah.
So I think Kirk Cousins is a very good quarterback, and losing him, I don't know how are they going to be able to carry this quarterback weakness. I don't know, but Jordan Addison is a very good player. I just think everyone's picking the Vikings be last in the NFC North. That's everyone is. I've not seen one person that said the Vikings are going to be higher than fourth. So I don't know what I don't know what Addison here. Like what? Okay, how many yards are we talking? Right?
Well, he hasn't even gotten 1,000 yards, right? So I mean, he was a rookie,
right? Rookie,
yeah.
So let's give him some time, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think that he's too small, and I think again he is talented, but again, just like you guys were, for y'all got the Vikings just got big titties, man. Top heavy, man. Top heavy, man. That's it. Those two, and that's it. I ain't scared of nothing over there. Not one thing. I ain't scared of Aaron Jones because they're not going to use him right. They're going to try to hand him the ball 20 times, and that's going to make his value drop. He's at 89 on Madden. He'll be at 81 by the end of the season.
Wow.
Watch. Because he does fumble. He does fumble. Don't he fumble? Trevor, don't he fumble?
I don't know. Let me
he
look.
Do fumble.
I'm looking right now. He fumbled 0 last year. 0.
He fumbled twice against. Every time he played against us, he fumbled twice.
Okay,
every time. Every time.
2 years ago?
I
don't know.
I don't think he played against us this year, actually. Did he?
Maybe he was hurt. He might have been hurt.
He got hurt the first game against y'all. Then he played us week 3. He was hurt. Then he fumbled. He didn't fumble. He didn't play the next game either, I don't think.
He had 70 receptions, 911 yards, and 10 touchdowns. No wonder Vikings fans are going nuts about him. Like, that's good numbers.
Well,
108
also, bro,
targets.
Hold on. You know how your offense works. It's very, 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 like you could sneak him in a little, hand him off real quick, catch him out of the shotgun. You know what I'm saying? Like, we think Packers are going to pass. It's like how all the running backs behind Peyton Manning was good. Like, you know they want to pass, and you could sneak runs in there. He's explosive. He fast. And he hit the hole. He's perfect for your offense. But I don't know about that Viking offense. I'm sorry. They're going to try to run the ball a little more because they got 2 sucky quarterbacks, and they're going to try to run the ball a little more. And I don't think that he's built that way, personally.
So I was told by several Vikings fans that they are going to win 7 to 10 games, and they're hyped for Kevin O'Connell and what he can do with Sam Darnold, and then JJ, can be the franchise quarterback. And so I just kind of going back and forth. Obviously, you look at it last year, Baker Mayfield, I thought they were kind of going to be the top pick. He had a career resurgence. He led the Bucs to the playoffs, right? Not many people expected that at the beginning of the season. Can Sam Darnold do that with the Vikings, or is he just kind of like another also ran, and are the Vikings really just kind of like looking at maybe a top pick coming in 2025?
No, what you mean a top pick? Like is like
they're going to be the worst team in football.
If you're not drafting a quarterback, I don't think like the top first, unless you want to trade out or something like that, which will help the Vikings out a lot. They do need to fill a lot of little, holes in it on the team, especially the defense and the O-line. But I do think that the Vikings have a good chance to win at least They won 7 games last year with less. Mm-hmm. They're a much better team than they were last year, in my opinion. You know what I mean? They won 7 games, half without, Kirk Cousins. They played pretty tough because, with the defense that they have, and they got better pieces for the defense now that fits the scheme better. I can see them easily winning between 7 and 9 games. It's very possible. Very possible. Because our division is not going to be like, it's probably going to go back to everybody takes their home game in our division because everyone got better, except for the Packers as well.
I don't think the Vikings got better, though. I don't know. Defensively, they've got a couple of players. Their secondary, they're pulling people off the street. Obviously, the tragedy happened with their
right.
Yeah, right. But so obviously, all of us, when we look at our rosters and you look at like players and you say, oh, he's gonna pop. He's great. But what it takes is having stars at key positions. And I think, like I was a few years ago with the Bears, like it takes time to rebuild, right? And I think as a Vikings fan, if they're expecting 10 wins and sneaking into the playoffs, I mean, I just think that's setting yourself up for failure. It's almost like what Cowboys do every season, trying to expect the Super Bowl, right?
The Vikings were in games with fake Favre. They won games with Dobb. Like they got a good coaching staff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they weren't getting blowed out. I think that they're better than we're saying. I just think that they're just probably the worst in our division at the moment. But they can sneak some wins out. Y'all, it's 2 rookie quarterbacks in our division at the moment. And I think and Jordan Love is young. And shit, Jared Goff wows out from time to time. You know what I'm saying? You can sneak wins. It's any given Sunday in football. You wonder why like somebody like the Cardinals could beat the Cowboys. You know what I mean? And give the 49ers 3/4 of the run for their money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's football, it can happen. It can definitely happen. They got a good coach over there. That's a good coach.
In theory, it makes sense. Okay. If they believe that Sam Darnold is going to be the next Baker Mayfield and turn his career around in Minnesota, then I get it. But that is not the plan there. You do not. Now, they traded up 1 spot to get JJ McCarthy. Here's the thing about JJ McCarthy that I don't know if you're going into this at all, but like the plan is not to have Sam Darnold start 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks. The plan is to get JJ McCarthy in there sooner than later. Now, they might be wanting to do the Packers' brilliant plan of letting them sit for a year or 2. But I highly doubt it. Winning matters. Everyone's jobs are on the line. And so for me, when I'm looking at this quote unquote resurgence, if he resurges, the Minnesota Vikings management are going, dang, what are we going to do now? We just spent a 10th overall pick on JJ. And they tried to trade up to get May, not JJ. They were not trading up to get JJ. So all these people said, oh, they were trying to trade up to get JJ. That's bull crap. That is absolutely bull. At the end of the day, they wanted Drake May. And now maybe I should be careful saying that. I was not in the war room, But every report that was coming out was saying they wanted Drake May, not JJ, but they settled with, and they're like, oh, yeah, we wanted him the whole time. Yeah, that's what they all say. Wow. But he got him at 10. And you want your 10th overall pick to be sitting on the bench? I don't think so.
Well, I think one thing that JJ McCarthy has on his side is that he's so young. If he sits back, and he's outperforming Sam Darnold in training camp right now. You know what I mean? Even though it's with the second
That's not saying much, though.
That's true. And I don't think that they expect Darnold. Darnold is not ayahuasca 12, yo. He is not Aaron Rodgers. So he's not going to sit for 2 years. He's not Brett Favre. Like, he's nothing like those people. You know what I'm saying? He's just trying to find a home at the moment. He's going to be a backup for the rest of his career. They will play JJ McCarthy because I think he has the upside. And he's showing the arm is strong. I don't know if you saw a couple of those deep passes he threw. That arm is strong. He knows pro style offense, playing under Harbaugh all those years. So he's a little bit further along than we think. Now, he will make those rookie mistakes because, you know, it is what it is. But he's going to play sooner than later, and I think they can squeak out some games. You got to watch quarterbacks that can run. Those people, they that's 2 or 3 games. If the quarterback can beat you with their legs and, you know, convert first downs on third down with their legs, those are the teams that are gamers, and they pretty much can beat anybody. You know what I mean? They'll probably be, again, 4th in our division, but they are a lot better than we're giving them right now, unfortunately. Our division is tough.
Here's the thing with the Vikings, and I think this works against them. You know, they week 1 at the Giants, right? You know, that may be a toss-up.
Win that game,
right?
It might be a toss-up, but that Giants defense then got better,
right? So then look at this schedule, though. You know, at the Giants, San Fran, Houston, at Green Bay versus the Jets. I mean,
they could be 0-5 going into the bye week,
bro. They could be 0-7, bro. No, 0-6. Because the only time I see them getting a chance maybe is against the Rams.
I don't think they beat the Rams.
This is what I'm talking. Obviously, you know, it's easy to kind of be like, oh, this is 7-10 win team. You look at this schedule. This is right out of the gate. This is brutal, right? I mean, and obviously you don't know what happens. You know, that you play the games. But this is tough, especially for Sam Darnold and especially for JJ McCarthy. You get into it. Indianapolis with Richardson, I mean, they made the playoffs. Steichen is an amazing coach. They made the playoffs with him hurt. He's coming back. He adds that dynamic. You know, he's just a dynamic player. Tennessee. It's going to be – so this is a tougher schedule than I think a lot of Vikings fans want to admit.
Yeah, that's tough.
I don't think they get a win until week 10.
Damn. This schedule is tough.
It is, isn't it?
After that, though, they could beat the Jags. They could beat Tennessee. If they go in and somehow beat Chicago, they can beat Arizona. They could
Atlanta's going to be tough, though.
That's a big game. Mm-hmm. I mean, right? What's week 15 versus Chicago? Is that what it says there?
A little bit of a misprint there.
Yeah, they're not going to win both against Chicago probably, but
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Then it's Seattle after that. I don't know, man. If you're looking at that schedule right now, and we can't predict the future at the moment, but if you're looking at that Seattle, Green Bay, Detroit, I only see them winning possibly 3 games.
Thank you.
Maybe 4.
It's tough. It's a tough schedule, but I think that they can eke out a few more, maybe.
Yeah, they probably
it's gonna have to be on the defense.
It's rich. 7 looks rich now. I ain't gonna lie.
It does, doesn't it? You know, so you kind of look at it. But I wanted to ask, you know, so I went back and forth too with a Viking fan about JJ McCarthy. Does a player's college championship mean anything going to the NFL? Like, that's why I've been told he's a winner. And obviously, when you get a guy, and obviously, you guys know me on Justin Fields. When he's your guy, you do everything to kind of, you know, sell yourself and everything on the positives of a player. You know, Jay McCarthy is young. He does have a lot of upside. He's strong arm, but you know, he wasn't asked to be the go-to guy in that offense. You know, it was running defense, and they barely beat my Iowa team in the Big Ten championship game, who didn't have a quarterback. I mean, I think we had a quarterback that, you know, I could have done as well as he did. Number one.
Wow.
Yeah. And I, you know, hand the ball. Yeah, it was horrible. No offense. And we were without Cooper DeJean and without another starting defensive line player. And they barely scored points. They only scored points when it was there was it had a good return, right? You know, and got them down in striking distance. And so that offensively, that was not a very good Iowa team, and that puts pressure on a defense. And so it took a while for for JJ and the Michigan to really kind of take control of that game. And he was not playing. He was not the reason they won that game. So I don't know if that means anything. I mean, Trevor, what are your thoughts? And then
I think it matters. The experience, the winning. He was surrounded by a great team. I think, like, if you're JJ McCarthy, you got to be so excited that you land with Jefferson. The two JJs playing together. Yeah. That is amazing. I mean, come on, man. How excited can you be? And Addison, I don't think he's a chump. I think he's good. When Hawkinson's back, and that's another weapon, you've got Aaron Jones there now. I think at the end of the day, you've actually set him up for success. But when you think about the whole team, and that I think you guys are right, the defense has massive holes. I don't think they're going to hold up. And you don't have a guy like Kirk Cousins who can gunsling and just chuck it and will away to win and give the team a chance. You got a guy who's inexperienced trying to do that. How many games did Sam Darnold play first? If he goes 0-4, it'll be JJ to start, and then it goes into the Wolves in there. And I don't know, man. Like, yeah, it's great. I mean, he's got an opportunity. It's not like he's going to like Bryce Young went to Carolina and had nothing to play with. He's got weapons. So
he does. Yeah.
I'll see. I don't want to say that he's going to be awful. I just think that it's the rookie feel and it's the up and downs that I don't know. I think Vikings fans are a little too hopeful.
Seventh letter. I mean, obviously being a Lions fan, you know, when I was in Detroit for the draft, I mean, a lot of Lions fans were torn. They love JJ, but you know, seeing him go to the Vikings, I don't know. I mean, do you think it means anything that he won a championship with Michigan?
I think it has a lot to do with the school that they went to. I think, like, coming from a place like Michigan, the championship does mean something. Michigan has had really good football teams for years, and they really hadn't gotten over the hump until JJ McCarthy got there. So with that said, I think because this places like, you know, Georgia, you know, Alabama, like their quarterbacks get to the NFL. And I mean, I would say Tua has a pretty good career. He just got paid. I don't know why they did that in the AFC East, but whatever. But I think having gone to Michigan and finally gotten over the hump because of his presence, I think it does mean something. If he stays in a playbook and they utilize the tools that he has all the tools. I got to give him that. He should be pretty good over there. I think it probably means more for like running backs and things like that, like the company, you know. I mean, even though they get hurt a little sooner because they use them a lot in college, I think because he came from Michigan, specifically Michigan, it probably does mean something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we'll see, you know, obviously, and like you said, Trevor, like maybe he does get in if the plan is for him to get in early. And I don't know, when you have a young quarterback, you have to have a good kind of plan. And I'm sure they have a plan to obviously use, you know, his winning knowledge, but I mean, just kind of ease him in. So
one more thing, like I think also like he did with what Harbaugh asked of him.
Yeah.
And he had to kind of take a back seat to the defense in a running game and just make plays where, you know, he could pick his spots. If he takes coaching, which he has, you know, proven to have done, and be a team player, like that's another, you know, thing I think is good for him. He has one of the best coaches offensively in the league, and he loves to throw it. So he'll have plenty of opportunities to, show his abilities, and time on task. He'll probably be pretty good. I mean, he got the tools. I've seen the videos and stuff. He has the tools, and that's what kind of scares me. The next couple of years he'll get nothing but better.
Maybe he turns out to be something great.
Yeah,
but I mean,
and we don't know. Look at CJ Stroud. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When it all comes together like that, like CJ Stroud, they implemented an offense that he was comfortable with. And if they come in there with the same kind of attitude and offense where the learning curve isn't so long, I don't know. I'm not saying he'll be CJ Stroud. I don't think he has that CJ Stroud he looks like one of those people that, like, irritate you with their work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just wants to be exceptional, and he really, really, really works hard at it. You can hear him when he talks. Like, if he come in there with that attitude and take that coaching, he'll be good. He'll be a good quarterback. Same thing with your guy. That's what I think his problem is. I think your guy. Sometimes talented people, they don't, Trevor knows. I don't know shit about that. But Trevor knows, super talented people and gifted athletes, they don't always take to coaching well, because they've been able to get away with things for a while. And I think a lot of times they kind of, go back into their bad habits. It's a lot of things Caleb got away with in college. You can see the picks in training camp. I've seen him get picked off a few times in training camp. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. And I think obviously in training camp, that's part of it, the learning process, and going against the number one defense, and he's gotten the best of them at times as well. And they talked about how he obviously was picked off, but how he is one of the best quarterbacks at being able to change arm angles. Obviously he's a little bit shorter, but change arm angles, and not many quarterbacks can do that. Change it, just get it around the defense, and I think he's going to learn it. It may be a little bit of a growth, pains that he needs to go through, first few games, but he's got the tools. What I'm excited about is his leadership, right? And so the intangibles, obviously, and I was even in on this too, just talking about, well, does he have an attitude? Does he have this? Well, the story came out actually that he actually, I don't know if you guys heard this, that, the rest of the team in the locker room was being messy. And so he actually addressed his teammates and said that they needed to pick up. There were too many bottles and things around the locker room, and they needed to pick up and be a little bit cleaner and for the cleaning staff. And so when you look at that, he's already taken that leadership role, and it's almost, just kind of like almost like I don't know, hesitate to say servant mindset, but he's thinking of everybody in that organization, not just, himself. And that was the big the negative parts. Everyone saying, well, he's just going to be about himself and everything like this, nails and all that. But he's going to be that leader. And I think he's going to be different. He may be that CJ Stroud type of season. We'll see. He doesn't necessarily have to be that guy yet with that offense, and now with improving Bears defense. So I'm excited. I don't know what your thoughts are on all of that, Trevor, when you kind of hear, I don't know if you heard that story yet.
Yeah, I think you should be excited. I think as much as I appreciated Justin Fields, I think hindsight 2020, they made the right call. I'm a little bit again, same situation as Minnesota in the way they surrounded him with talent. I think as a Bears fan, you should be excited. This is the best team you've had in 3 to 5 years. Yeah. And you've got a lot of potential. And that defense, if it holds together, like you guys all say, then it can be something else. That's why I think that the Bears actually have a shot at possibly making the playoffs this year. I would not be surprised if 3 teams from the NFC North make it. So I don't know. There's something about Caleb. I don't know. Is he different? Sure. Sure, but apparently different's really cool nowadays. I don't know.
Right.
But the thing, for me, like this is what I don't understand. Like Packers fans are ribbing Bears fans because of Caleb Williams, and it's like the way you guys talk about him, and it's going to be like a surefire bet, and I think there's going to be process. But at the end of the day, you drafted him first overall. There better be expectations that he's not good, but he's great. You have to. Why in the world would you draft him number 1 overall? He's got to prove that he was worth the number 1 overall. I think they made the right choice. I don't think there was a better quarterback in the draft. Now you hear people pushing back and saying stupid stuff like, "No, he's garbage. He's not. He's gonna blah blah." I'm like, I don't think he's gonna bust. But if he's not great, that's a bust. And it's not Trubisky. Yeah. It's not Trubisky, right? Yeah. It's not like you traded up and picked the wrong guy. You literally picked the consensus guy, number 1. So you better have expectations. The question is, what are you expecting for his rookie year? I would say this. Now, this might be bold, might make you mad, Andy. Okay, so just buckle up.
Yeah,
but he better have as good of numbers as Jordan Love did last year, or else maybe you would say that was an unsuccessful year. Like if he has as good of a year as Jordan Love, you should be very happy with that.
Yeah. So yeah, at least got to be good.
According to you, he's mid. You think that Jordan Love is mid. So if Caleb Williams can have a mid season,
then
you should be happy.
I'm down for that mid season.
Jordan Love is good. He's the truth.
Sorry, that was a long rant. I apologize.
No, rants are good. We love rants. So 7th letter. I'm not sure if you're gonna watch this game. It's must-see TV.
I already bought my buffalo wings, man. I'm gonna watch.
All right.
It's football, man. We back.
It is football. Tyson Bagent.
Oh,
the arm wrestler.
Yes, God's gift to football.
Legend. So I can't even. I'll probably watch part of it, but as I said, my son has a marching band performance, so I'll watch that. But I'll watch the 3rd and 4th stringers in the second half. But it's football. It's preseason, all this stuff. Not all the stars are playing, but just something about having football, and then just the hope now that will come with all the fantasy football drafts, all that stuff, everything's starting. I'm not sure, Trevor, what are you expecting from this game at all? So are you going to watch it also or no?
Well, it's funny because I'm going on holidays, so I got to get things getting done, but I'll definitely probably watch the highlights. I'm excited that football's back. I'll be cheering for the Texans. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's preseason, but you know what? If I had the time, I probably would sit down and watch a good chunk of the first half. I don't know if I'd watch the second half. I don't know if I want to watch the 4th stringers game, but maybe it'll be entertaining and good. I'm interested to see like what's Houston going to do as well, right? So that's a very interesting team for me. So yeah, I want to know. I want to know how good the Bears are, but I don't think we're going to get that feeling after tomorrow.
You know what's crazy? So yeah, I don't think we're going to, but and I don't think this has happened at all, or very few times. But preseason Texans, then Bears in week 2, Texans, like in the same like preseason.
Yeah, wild, eh?
Other than maybe if it like division opponents, but I don't know how many division games actually happen in the preseason. But it's crazy. I mean, that basically we'll be seeing them again coming up pretty soon as well.
Listen, I think your schedule definitely was put in your favor.
Yes,
because last year you got Green Bay early. You don't play us until week 11.
Week 11.
They gave you a gift there. And then now they're giving you Houston in the preseason and you're going to play them in week 2. What are they trying to do here? Are they trying to make the little Bears feel good about themselves?
Nah, they gave them an easy schedule, but then they had all that money, so they started buying up everything. Now they got a team. That's a good one, though. Tennessee first, Houston second. That's a loss. Indianapolis.
That could be tough. It's at Indianapolis. I don't know.
Indianapolis is they got a good defense. You got the Rams. You know, the Matthew gonna carve all that up.
Not this. Bears have one of the best secondaries in the NFL.
I tell you this. How about that? Did you see the Rams game against the Ravens? My boy, man, he don't care nothing about all them good cornerbacks, man. That Matthew Stafford is a world-class arm strength, talented person. Yes, he is. Carolina, that's a gift. Jaguars, that's a gift. Washington, I don't know, because they got that running quarterback now, so that might get a little, scared. Like those teams scare me. Those running quarterback teams. Arizona play hard, so y'all better come, strapped up for that one.
I'm gonna be interested to see like Marvin Harrison, and that could obviously help Kyler quite a bit.
Yes, it could.
But at Arizona is not a guarantee, not a gimme.
No. They played with nothing. They had nothing too, and they played well with against all good teams. They gave them a run for them. They beat the Eagles. They beat the Cowboys. They played their ass off against San Francisco with the full San Francisco team. Y'all gonna lose to us twice.
Interesting.
San Francisco, because I think
Justin Fields almost beat you twice. Come on,
Justin Fields runs, but. He gave us one. Don't ever forget that.
He did.
He gave us one.
And now he might be the Steelers starting quarterback.
The season starts off light, but it toughens. It kind of tightened up at the end. Seattle's another team in the NFC. I think everyone is sleeping on. Seattle's gonna be tough. They're gonna be tough. Because they have everything. They got corners. They might be lacking in the pass rush department, but again, with that new coach, I don't know.
You know what what that says, Trevor?
Fans of Green Bay, Bears are going down, and I like to eat cheese.
Yeah.
I'll let you go with that.
Fan of Green Bay. Yeah, it looks like
Teddy
Bear going down.
Trevor doesn't curse. So
yeah, why? It's unintelligent talk. It's disrespectful.
Fans of Green Bay, Bears going down against cheese.
Speaking of unintelligent talk, let's talk about the Packers.
That's an awesome segue. I love it.
When you look at the schedule,
y'all start off in Brazil. Y'all can't even wear y'all colors.
I think they still can. I think they still can.
Wearing white.
In the stadium, they can. In the stadium, I believe it can. So
they're wearing yellow.
So Indianapolis and Tennessee, this could be helpful. Obviously, if they lose to the Eagles, like I think they will right away, they still could. They got Minnesota early. Minnesota early is not going to be much.
That's the last week Sam Darnold plays.
4, you think? Maybe?
Yeah, I think so. That's my prediction. It's going to play 4 games.
Yeah, I wish we had a Viking fan.
It's a good one. Philly's going to be a tough one. I would love to see Saquon with an offensive line. That's going to be crazy. I'm so glad y'all ain't good. That's going to be crazy.
You know what? What's going to happen if the Packers beat the Eagles in week 1? People are going to be, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's like everyone just says the Eagles are going to win, and I don't know who's going to win that game. To be honest,
who said that?
I think it's going to be a tough game. I honestly do.
You said that?
Lots of people are saying that.
It's a lock. Eagles are going to win that.
Look, they lost to the bet. They lost to the Bucks. Come on, man. No, hell no.
Everyone's sleeping on Jalen Hurts.
I'm asleep. I'm knocked out. They done figured him out. All you got to do is put some pressure in his face. He looking at the line. He not looking at his receivers. We already figured him out. And after they found that out, everybody did it, and they lost 6 straight and limped into the playoffs and got blew out. So to say the Giants beat them week 17.
Don't 18. Sleep on. I'm telling you, don't sleep on, and maybe even don't sleep on Indianapolis week 2. Richardson. He could be obviously. He's definitely going to play his first few games before he gets hurt.
In Lambeau.
Oh, in Lambeau?
At Lambeau, yeah.
Lambeau ain't worry nobody until it get cold. I can't wait till y'all build a roof.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't think that from what I heard.
Nah, they can't. They can't do that. They can't.
No.
They'll mess everything up, yo. They'll be average in a minute. Like that weather makes everything different. I'm telling you. Just like y'all, when y'all go get that roof, y'all gonna see.
The Bears can't decide what they're going to do with the stadium. It's just
they still ain't do it.
No, they're going back and forth whether they're going to stay in Chicago or it's a mess. I don't think it's ever going to happen. But yeah, obviously as we get close, Arizona is going to be tough. Houston, a quarterback that we're not talking about much, is Trevor Lawrence, right? He is kind of supposed to be the last hope of that quarterback class. And if he doesn't show out this year, I think, obviously he got paid.
They paid him too much, bro. They paid him too much. They paid him this year.
Crazy though. Like,
yeah. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how sometimes you can see it, like, man, it ain't him. It ain't him. I don't see it. They did drop a lot of his passes last year. He did have that one playoff win when he played well. But RG3 was rookie of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit don't really be. It don't really be that. I don't see it with Trevor Lawrence. I just don't see it. I don't see it. You know what I mean? Like with the Herbert thing, like you see it. You know what I'm saying? Like he can beat you, but it's just not enough around him. The Jaguars done tried everything with this dude, yo. And nothing works. You know what I'm saying?
They did.
So I don't know. I'm not a Trevor Lawrence guy at all.
I agree.
He can't beat the Chiefs. Like when you can't beat people in your division, it's time to move on, bro.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I don't trust the Jags like that. Detroit, that's gonna be a good game. It's at Detroit. We're gonna win this time. We won't let that happen ever again in Detroit. Chicago. This you, Andy. Go ahead.
Hey, at Chicago, Bears are winning that game. Week 11, that's everything is on that game. If the Bears lose that game, whole coaching staff get fired. I don't care.
Oh yeah, Eberflus getting fired anyway. If they don't beat the Packers at least once, fire Eberflus. It's done. But I think we got a new Flus. And they're gonna. Yeah, he got on 11. Cargo pants now.
Yeah. He's got a haircut. He's got that drip, right? So he's good.
God, yeah. Jesus Christ.
That's it. Week 11. I know, Trevor, you're that's circled for you, right?
That's fine. I mean, I look forward to that rivalry game. I mean, it's only been 5 years of domination. I mean, what do you want me to say? But what's interesting is not only the Bears game in week 11, everyone says this is going to be the tough journey, which it will be, right? It's going to be Chicago, San Fran, Miami, Detroit, and Seattle. And by the way, I'm going to be at that game in Seattle. The San Francisco one and the Miami one are in Lambeau. I don't think people are talking about that enough.
We know homeboy can't throw in the code. We already know that.
Tua, yeah.
We already know that. He can't win nowhere but Miami in the months of December and January. I don't see it with him either. Like he's definitely a product of that speed on the outside and that coach. Like he is not it. I do not trust him at all.
So if you're going to get the revenge game, if you're going to get the revenge game on the week 14 against us at home, can I get the revenge game against San Francisco and Lambeau?
No, I want San Fran so bad. I want San Fran. Like I don't even care about y'all. I want San Fran and Seattle so bad.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a couple years about Seattle.
I know Seattle got our number. I don't know what it is, yo. Like. Because if we're going to see them again, we're going to see them in the playoffs. The playoffs are going to be much tougher. It's going to be a much tougher road to the Super Bowl this year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be like the AFC last year for the Chiefs. Like, they ran through all the good teams. They literally beat all the good teams. And I got a San Fran. I don't know what's up with the Ayuk thing. I don't think they're the same without Ayuk. Like,
it sounds like he's going to get signed here pretty soon. His agent's there. Sounds like he's going to get signed pretty soon. I don't know if it's this week or the following week. So
they saw that they like, all right, we can do the what's the name contract. We can do the DJ Moore. we could do you like that. Go ahead, put all that money on that offense. and then watch that defense flounder.
Well, that was the thing. Colin Coward was going in on Brock Purdy, and saying that obviously he's a product of the system, right? And once he gets up to payday, I mean, and you can't have other people around him. I mean, it's going to be an interesting dynamic to see how they keep that up.
Mm-hmm. You saw him without that left tackle, and you saw him without the left tackle, and you saw him without Debo. It's a different quarterback. He is
absolutely
a bomb.
Yeah,
but you know what? I think his value and what he brings to the team. If he understands the offense, and that's basically really all you have to do. Jordan Love understands the offense. He's worth $220 million now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all it is. Like that's what he means to them. You know, like
yes, that's a good
Jared
point.
Goff means that much to the Detroit Lions. You know what I mean? You pay Amon-Ra St. Brown means that much to us. Dak Prescott playing in that big market in Dallas. You know, I guess the most lucrative franchise in the NFL. That's how much he meant to him, even though we know he don't deserve it. We've already seen enough. We believe you. Like you're a regular season bully. You're a bum in the playoffs. We already know. It's there. Evidence suggests that you're really not worth that, but to the Dallas Cowboys, he is. So, whatever.
Well,
and the back is the bum.
I agree. Well, to me, both of you guys are worth it. You guys are top notch. We're getting close to the 100th episode. If anybody wants to, we need to find some special guests for our 100th episode in a couple weeks here. So obviously message me on NFL Outdated on Twitter X, or on here, like, subscribe, all of that stuff, because we need a big episode coming up, and should be right in the meat of training camp. We'll have lots of Hard Knocks news. That's going to be interesting to see Caleb and all the behind the scenes stuff there. A lot of stuff. Obviously, a couple weeks away, but definitely we absolutely need a Vikings fan for that. And it's just Craig, we got to get Craig back. I know Shelby's been busy, but
Craig, what's up, brother? Craig.
Yes. I think he's sleeping. He's an old man. He's sleeping. It's a little bit late for him.
Nice, sex machine. Come back to the show, brother. Come back to the show, man. We are not going to bite.
Not much as
you don't want to turn into Sean Kemp or Tyreek Hill,
right?
Oh gosh, there's a rapper that's like 22 and he's got what was his name? He's got like six kids being born in the same year coming up, and he had a picture of all of them. Jesus
Christ.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, baby mothers. Oh my God, I wouldn't wish a baby mother on my worst enemy.
They took a picture together too, him and all of them. So it's nuts. Yeah. Well, Trevor, where can everyone find you as we get closed here? Obviously, I'm glad you've been on.
Follow me on RevTrevNFL. I'm gonna make a Jordan Love video on TikTok tonight, so please follow there. You guys, it's gonna be lit. But definitely follow me on X, YouTube, especially, and Facebook. I'd appreciate it.
Get it? Yes, definitely like, subscribe, all of that stuff. And you can find me, NFL Outdated, on Twitter, X, and on YouTube, and every Wednesday at 9:30 CST as we chop it up here. And always glad to have you, Seventh Letter. Where can I find you as we get close to the end?
Yeah, I'm going to look down on y'all since y'all find me on top of the NFC North. And on Twitter X at 7th Letter 4, same OG on Instagram and Facebook. Had a nice time with you guys. Missed you, man. Real good to see y'all, man.
You too. Always glad. So lots of stuff coming. Thanks again, guys. Once again, this has been the Freezin for NFC North Podcast, episode 98. Lots of division training camp news. Let's go. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.